What's going on, Jeromes? We are back. Happy what day is it? Wednesday. Happy hump day out there to those who celebrate. It's a daily Jerome's live stream, 11 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Thursday. Usually on Fridays, except we're taking this Friday off again because Andy's got to go to an undisclosed location and throw some sticks at things. So it's going to be a good time. Thank you for coming along, making us part of your day. Apologies for missing yesterday. Again, when you just get ambushed with kid's got a dentist appointment. And also, from the comments, I did ask the dentist if he could play nose tackle. She could not. So it is what it is. Again, thank you very much for making us part of your day. If you want to support the show, purpleftw.com/support. Best way to do it. Also, check out the Discord as well. We have almost 200 Jeromes over there. Basically, if you like a 24/7 version of the daily live stream, live chat, that is it. Go over there, talk about fantasy, talk about the Vikings, talk about life in general. It's a good time, so go check that out. All right, so lots to get to. We got the Q&A from yesterday. Let's see here. So we're just going to use Tuesday's live stream questions. How can the Vikings fix the season? Wrong answers only. Pay Kirk more money. Brian Kaukin, swap everyone. The entire defense is now the offense. The entire offense is now the defense. KJ Osborne is kicking field goals. Dan Bailey is returning kicks. I would actually pay to see Dan Bailey return a kick. I would love to see it. So they're asking in live chat, what are you planning on making for the next hot dish? So Nashville, Tennessee, great town, by the way. Absolutely, I love and adore Nashville. Like if I was to move from Minnesota, Nashville would be on the short list of places to go. So there's a lot of things you can do. Obviously, barbecue is a big deal. I decided to pass on barbecue because even though we could do some really nice ribs, Nashville obviously has great ribs, but ribs really is more of a Memphis thing. It is more a little bit Western Tennessee. Obviously, you could do some pulled pork in there, except we're going to do that for Carolina later in the season. Also, week 4 is Houston. So we're going to do brisket for Houston. So having barbecue back-to-back, ain't nothing wrong with that, but I get it. But with Nashville, there ain't nothing wrong with some Nashville hot chicken. So we're going to do that. We're actually going to be filming that this afternoon. Get the deep fryer going. So we got some beef tallow for our oil. It's going to be great. We got the chicken marinating in buttermilk right now. We're going to dust that thing up. We're going to fry it up. Basically what it's traditional fried chicken, and then you melt down a little bit of lard and some cayenne pepper, a little bit of brown sugar, and then you just toss the chicken in that. That's Nashville hot chicken. Can't wait. It's going to be fun. Tyler Bush, conspiracy theory. During the halftime of the Vikings-Panthers game, Zimmer crosses enemy territory to negotiate mid-season, mid-game quarterback trade Cousins for Teddy. They might go for it. Hell. Next up, Tyler Bush again. Brush again. How can the Vikings fix the season? Easily swap Elfline and Cousins. I'll bet $500 Monopoly dollars that it works. Except Elfline's thumb is messed up. Mr. Schween, play Cousins at cornerback and start Thielen as quarterback. Actually, I wonder if Thielen's ever played quarterback. I mean, Detroit Lakes, small school. I mean, he's probably played because I feel like everyone in the league, including offensive linemen, probably played quarterback in high school. That's just how it is. Next up, Ethan Griffith. We don't miss Diggs and the edge he brought. We miss Griff's leadership and attitude. That's certainly a big part of it. Also, the ineffectiveness of the edge rush, where Everson been playing in Dallas, actually doing okay. Yeah. And Brett Vuvuzelis. I would cut Hughes because he's not playing well instead of Hill. Well, it's not like Hill's playing that much better. And Hughes would have to eat some dead cap. Evan Castangue. Last game, Jonathan Taylor Thomas fell forward every single carry for extra couple yards. What's going to happen next week against an actual power back like Derrick Henry? Well, it's not like Jonathan Taylor isn't a power back, but I get it. But this could be a very stupid game because this could end up be a spot where Derrick Henry is shut down for like 27 yards rushing, or he runs for 300. One of the two. Robert Barweiler. Vikings need to quit screwing around and put Austin Cutting in right guard. I wonder how we would fare. Because Austin Cutting is a pretty stout dude. How big is Cutting? Because you think about, I mean, he's 245. Because if you think about long snappers, generally they're about the size of a linebacker, tight end, somewhere in that mix. I mean, 245 obviously is going to get destroyed inside, but I mean, he's not like Whistling Dixie. Like, you'd be shocked. Like, long snappers and punters generally are pretty jacked. It's like everyone's jacked in the NFL. It's just absolutely crazy, right? Oh, Tyrod Taylor got his lung punctured. Like, so how's he gonna? How's he gonna play Week 3? So dumb. All right, Panthers put McCaffrey on IR. Okay. All right, next up is Torrey Hansen. The only way we can fix the season is by having BB become our wide receiver 1. That's why he has been benched. Nobody's ready for his presence. Yeah, unleash the secret weapon of Chadwick, Jerome, Ezekiel, BB. Why not? It is curious, though, why... for all the hype that Kubiak gives him, well, we just need to unleash Beebs. Why he's been a healthy scratch the first 2 games? I mean, the Vikings could have used him, but next up is Ethan Griffith. I ran into Kyle Linton. The dude is jerked. Like, I've seen Vikings players before, but this dude is as wide as he is tall. I didn't say anything to him because I don't like being that guy with celebrities, but would have been rude or uncool to say, hey, we need to get you on the field or something like that. No, I mean, most of the guys most players are pretty cool with stuff like that. They like engaging fans as well as, I mean, Hinton, Hinton is a new player, a 7th round pick, as well as with no preseason, no fans at training camp. I mean, it's probably likely that fans don't really even know what he looked like. Be like, oh, that's a really big dude. All right. So yeah, I mean, he actually might be flattered by it. And, next time you see him, be like, hey, who's that dude? Just leave Daniil on IR for the year? No point bringing him back and messing with a neck injury. No, he will play. He will destroy. He'll be awesome. Ethan Griffith. No, but that's okay. I never thought the season was going to be dominant to begin with. How dare you? Right now, we should focus on building good habits and developing guys for the future. While I don't love it, that's what the season has come to. But this is not what the season is going to be. You know that Zimmer and company will still roll out Dozier and Shamar Stephen and Holton Hill and Jaleel Johnson and John Beck. Have the whole team take a knee during the anthem. Oh, wait. Bryson Kent. Corners haven't been good in 3 years. Mike and Holton should be way better than they are now. Is Zimmer still worthy of that title, cornerback guru? And why does no one talk about drafting Justin Fields? I like Fields. I feel like there's a lot more questions with his game, even though, yes, obviously he's doing it at the highest level. But, yeah, I think that Lawrence is still pretty much head and shoulders above Fields. I think Fields is with Trey Lance in that second-ish tier. Very high second tier, but still second tier. Oakview. Oh, and, yeah, good point about the cornerbacks. I mean, hey, Zim, it's supposed to be your baby. It's really hard to coach cornerbacks when you're not coaching Terrence Newman, the former number 5 overall pick, as well as Deion Sanders. I mean, you look really good when you do that. Oakview. If they don't win every game going into the bye from here on out, tank for Trevor. Also, will Yannick sign back with the Vikings now, or will we lose our draft picks for 1 year of him since he was expecting a winning team at all? Well, I don't think he was that worried about winning. I think he was more excited to get out of Jacksonville. That looks like a mistake now. They look pretty damn good. And then also just getting paid. And besides, if he leaves and signs somewhere else, big money free agency, the Vikings will get a 2022 comp pick. So it was always not a wash, but not even as much of a detriment as that 2nd and 5th was. Brett Vuvuzelos. I don't think we should cut Holton Hill. He played good and better than Hughes. Well, no, and debatable. Bio. Desmond King is on Twitter complaining about his playing time already this season. What would the Vikings have to give up to get him? I think he's in the final year of his contract, so it won't be much, like a day 3 pick. Hell, I'd do it right now. TTP Clouds. Rehire Childress, trade for Xavier Rhodes, get Christian Ponder from retirement. Last but not least, tell Jared Allen and Pat Williams to come back. Super Bowl bound. The last 2 I'm down with. Yeah, the first 3, nah. Those would be the wrong answers. Skull Zone. Should the Vikings go for someone like Trey Lance in the draft? Cousins has a meh year. I love Lance's mobility. I love the big arm. I think he is a leader. level of competition, does that play in? Sure. It didn't stop Carson Wentz, although Wentz this year, bruh. Next up, Andy Shong. If we can add 3 players in the league to the Vikings to get rid of 3 current players on the roster, who would you choose and cut? Best way to fix the season, call, undersmoke, engage 8, double A gap, mid blitz, every single play. Damn straight. So realistically, as opposed to just adding Aaron Donald, add Snacks, cut Shamar Stephen, add Antonio Brown, cut Chad Beebe. Yeah, I said it. And add Josh Klein or Ron Leary and cut Dakota Dozier. That's how we roll. Homeboy up. We're 0-2 just like last season. Everyone's hating and downing Kirk just like last season. Does this mean we get another Kirktober? Well, Angry Kirk is better Kirk. So maybe he will internalize it. It's a little different than 0-2 from last year because this year's 0-2 is much worse. It's much more embarrassing. Wait a minute. Did they start 0-2 last year? I thought they beat the Falcons. Yeah, they beat the Falcons. Yeah, so I don't. They start 0-2 in 2018. No, well, they tied week 2. No, they beat. What the hell? Whatever. All right, next up. Tristan D 531. Conspiracy theory. Zimmer knew this season was going to be bad, so he had to will secure his contract so he can keep his job. I think that could be legit. Both Zimmer and Spielman getting big fatty extensions before a season where they know it could be pretty dicey. Tyler, are the Vikings one of the best 2-point converting teams ever? Yes, and they should always go for it. Screw Dan Bailey. Charlie Boltman, Anthony Barr stays healthy the whole season. That should fix it. Josh Roach, bring back Matt Khalil to shore up the offensive line. Matt Khalil's only like 32. No, he's younger than that. He's 31. Just turned 31 July 6th. Oh, he's from Corona. That explains a lot. Matt Khalil was the Rona when he played. Next up is Brian K. can cut the whole roster and Frankenstein a practice squad team. But you don't need to cut Harrison. Pulford Skull. As I choke. That you, Rona? Pulford Skull, not mad about Barr on IR or Elfline. They ride off in the sunset on IR. Go sign Vontaze Burfict one time. No. Dude may fire this defense up. Kendricks and Burfict, woo. No. Eric Wilson time, Vontaze Burfict. No. Brett Vuzelis, I think we should sign Snacks Harrison. Damn straight. Eric Nelson, all I know is the Vikings and many other teams really overlook Cam Newton. And after watching him on Sunday night against Seahawks, I knew he was not done. Well, yeah, after watching that performance, obviously he's not done. But I think teams had some serious worries about that shoulder. Now the shoulder turns out to be fine, just like Ben Roethlisberger's elbow is fine. But, yeah, the reason why, say the Vikings weren't in on Cam is that Cam saw, is like, well, obviously I'm not going to be given the job over Kirk Cousins. So he did bide his time. He did wait until after free agency. He did wait until after the draft. And then he's like, oh, hi, Patriots. Oh, Jarrett Stidham. That's the plan? That guy, I'm in. Patrick Harms, by getting Elfline healthy and back into the starting lineup. And with Cam, I do believe when he said it wasn't about the money. It was about getting an opportunity to be on the field. Like, would he rather have $4 million to be a high-end backup somewhere or make the league minimum with incentives to be a starter in New England with McDaniels and Belichick? The latter, obviously. And he can make that money back. If he hits free agency, he's going to get paid. They can franchise tag him. That's still big-time money. Sure. Delusion. Sign Ponder to a $50 million one-year contract fully guaranteed. That would suck. Dalvin Cook is the best running back in the NFL. Step number 1 to fixing the season, Justin Jefferson. Damn straight. Feed 18 the friggin' ball, please. Zach Ballas. Bribe Roger / mob more than the Packers already have. Vikings need to hire John Randall as a bench coach this week. Someone to get these guys focused and get their heads out of the rears. Which former Viking are you hiring as bench coach to help get these guys back on track. John Randall will be up there. I don't know. Everson, does he want to give up his cushy job with the Cowboys, come on in, league minimum for a coach, and just yell at people? I would be okay with that. Or, hell, Brian Robinson, where he wasn't the yell-in-your-face rah-rah guy, but he definitely was a leader. He definitely got the best out of his guys. So, yeah, I'd bring B-Rob back. Toby Jerome, what do you mean? There's nothing wrong with the Vikings. LOL. Do you think it's okay to bench Cousins if he play bad again and start Mannion Browning? I don't think it would be a starting a singular game. I think that if things got out of hand, maybe they would sit Cousins mid-game, but then that would open up a whole another can of worms. I don't think Zimmer wants to talk to the media about that. Of course, Zimmer doesn't talk to the media anyway. All right, next up. Let us know where you're watching from. I'll give a couple of shout-outs. Always enjoy doing that. Next up is Football Talk USA. If you're the GM and could trade away our first pick for a realistic player, who would it be, and would you, or would you keep it? I would keep it. At this stage, if the season goes the way that it's projecting, that first pick is going to be a high pick. I would hang on to that. Viking Jerome, put spy cameras like Belichick and Patriots did. Well, they know it's coming. They just can't do anything about it. Only Charlie, trade 5 first-rounders for Mahomes. Easy 14-2 season. If the Chiefs did trade Mahomes right now, how many first-rounders would it take? 10? Would Pat Mahomes be worth 10 first-round picks? I think he might be. You have a 25-year-old quarterback, Super Bowl MVP, won an MVP 2 years ago. Prime of his career, pretty team-friendly deal if you look at the later years. Is that worth 10 first-round picks? Damn straight. Because you would think that you're probably going to use those first-round picks on what you hope is going to be a franchise quarterback anyway. So why not get the established thing? Next up is Ross Pullins. Move Chisena to left guard and put Dakota Dozier in actual competition. Except Chisena might beat him. Couple shout-outs. Let's see here. Pulford Skull from Nashville, Tennessee. Enemy territory. What up? Zach Bella Skull from Northern Colorado. What are you drinking? I got an iced coffee here. So a little bit of heavy cream, a little bit of stevia, and some cold-pressed caribou. It's good times. Next up is Flight Inc. Skull from Maryland. What up? Preacher Paul, hauling it for all y'all. Rolling through Whitehall, Montana. Beautiful. Andrew James, 2586. Skull from White Earth, Minnesota. Young Bull Jones. Skull from New York. Cody Elrod. Skull from Northeast Arkansas. Woo! Knows about Memphis. Actually, wait. That's more Kentucky. Whatever. Jason Warlick, Skull from LA. What is up? Thanks for coming along on the daily live stream. Even though our team is bad, I still have faith because I've talked about my grieving process. So after a bad Vikings loss, mad on Sunday, sort of meh on Monday, bargaining on Tuesday. Hey, maybe we will tank. Maybe we'll trade Cousins. And then now Wednesday, Thursday, I'm revved up, ready to go. Yeah, screw the Tennessee Titans right in their stupid faces. The treasonous Tennessee Titans are going down. The dubious Derrick Henry, flat. U.S. Bank Stadium, beep. Not actually, like he won't physically die, but in the analogous football way. Flatline. Next up. Pulford Skull, here's my thoughts on loyalty and paying big contracts. James Robinson, line up with the Jags. UDFA, Gardner Minshew, Could have had Cam. Barr shouldn't have returned. Hill was trash. I'm definitely in on Minshew and Robinson. Man, that was a mistake. Where I did like Minshew coming out of Washington State. You love the cocky-ass attitude. And I like that fire for a quarterback. And obviously he's getting it done. Robinson's looking good too. The Jaguars, they're like, Hey, Yannick. Hey, Jalen Ramsey. Hey, Leonard Fournette. Deuces. Everyone thinks that we're going to tank, except we're going to be really feisty. We're going to beat the Colts week 1. We're going to have a really fun game with the Titans and lose at the last second week 2. Jaguars are kind of fun, man. Not going to lie. Skull Zone. Vikings can maybe salvage the season if they bring back Klein, sign Snacks, and when Hunter's back, hopefully pass rush will be back to normal. Agreed. Hard agree. Pulford Skull, while Daniel Carlson made a huge kick to seal the deal for the Raiders. Can't believe it. Yeah, who knew that just taking a half step, I forget if it was forward or back, but Prefer completely missed it. Great. And now he's winning Special Teams Player of the Week here over and over again, and he's just doing great. Next up is Swanky the Tiger. If the Vikings get a top 5 pick, quarterback or D-line, O-line quarterback? If you're a team who does not live in the top 5, so if you're not the Jets, if you're not the Browns, if you're not the Lions, if you're not the Bengals, you probably think that you're not going to be there very often. So when you are there, you do need to take your shot. You need to be Icarus flying close to the sun. You need to take your shot at a franchise quarterback. That's where you get him at the top of the draft. Boom. And then let's have open tryouts to replace Barr with Mark Wahlberg. Now, he's Vince Papali, man. He's invincible. He'd actually probably do better than Barr, especially in run defense. Barr's been ass for the past year and a half, or this season and last year. It's not great. Big Richard Nick, re-sign Sluter, and bench Cousins. I would do that just to see people's heads explode. Jason Sage, put Kirk Cousins at wide receiver and Adam Thielen at quarterback. Do you think the start next year will be better than this year? Can't be worse. Violet Valkyrie. Take a voodoo and start going all stabby on their opponent's dolls. Is that voodoo? It probably is. Assuming you could have a new head coach and the reset button was hit, who do you think is the best quarterback prospect for the Vikings to build around? I would take Lawrence 1. I would take Trey Lance 2. I would take Fields 3. I would take Tanner Morgan in the second round 4. I'm not really on the Brock Purdy train. Derek King is looking pretty good, though. So he was at Houston. He grad transferred to Miami. It's a Canes thing, baby. He's looking good, man. Shoot. Then head coach, I would take either Eric Bieniemy or Lincoln Riley. Cobalt Buddy 89. Run the ball on every third and long. T-Reg, they do. Yeah, the surrender on third and forever, just the draw with your number 2 running back is just T-Rag. I hate being negative on here, but if we go 0-4, 1-5, do we start to trade guys and make moves to free up salary cap for a rebuild? If not, what's the move? 1-5, yes. If the Vikings hit the buy at 0-6, absolutely. Fire sale everyone. Nick Paulson. Sign the 98 team off the street and play them. Well, I think Randy's a little bit too old. Chris Carter's definitely too old. John Randall will probably give you a couple snaps. Caesar Augustus. The Vikings would be seriously interested in trading for a package of Ngakoue and Cousins to fill in for Bosa, Jimmy G. Would they need to go 1-2 to consider it? Yes. Yes, they would. Rick Spielman. Sign some more random scrubs to the practice squad. Hey, don't you talk about Kale. Now I got to find it. Hey, don't you talk about Kale. Oh, my headphones have been playing the whole time. Sorry, I've been blasting Ariana Grande for you. Okay, who the Vikings sign? This is a practice squad linebacker from Mizzou. Hey, don't you talk about Cale Garrett like that. The season is dumb. Next up. Oh, a couple more shout-outs. Pluto Skull from Rochester, Minnesota. Med City representing. Tommy Johnson. Omaha, Nebraska. Home of the Oracle. And the College World Series. Always a fun time. Purple Rain Skull from Wausau, Wisconsin. John Stark Skull from Virginia Beach. What up? El Toro. Shout out to beautiful Durango, Colorado. I just watched a Dateline about an episode that was near Durango. Guy was killed for the ranch. It was like a bad episode of Yellowstone. MIT03 Skull from Duluth. What's going on? All right, you guys are the best. Next up is Andy Maxfield. How realistic is it that the Vikings move from Kirk via trade possibly and actually draft one of the big three quarterbacks? I think trade's unlikely. It's like not zero, though, especially if the Vikings trade her. And say if there's an injury around the league. Like, say, just hypothetically, we'll say the Vikings go into the bye 0-6. Trade deadline's week 8. They have a full week to stew about it, week 7. And say, don't want to put that evil on anyone, Ricky Bobby, but all right, so say Jared Goff goes down. And the Rams are in heavy contention in the West. They got the pieces. Goff was a system quarterback anyway. They don't have the cap, but who cares? Cap is a myth. And also, we point out in the Niners video is if a team doesn't have the cap, but they want to trade for Kirk Cousins, they can actually pay the Vikings extra in draft capital for the Vikings to take on more salary cap. It's basically a reverse Texans, Browns, Brock Osweiler trade where the Vikings are getting the compensation to take on that salary. So the Vikings would be in the Browns in that situation, but they're still sending him to the other team. So it's way different than the theoretical Clowney sign and trade. I forgot Clowney's on the Titans. That's gonna be fun. The theoretical sign and trade with the Saints and who else is involved? Oh, the Jaguars. And the Ravens were talking about it too. They should allow that because it would just make the league more fun. I don't care if it sets a bad precedent. Why is it bad? Salary cap space is an asset and it should be allowed to be traded. Next up, and actually draft one of the big three quarterbacks. Yes, I think it's more likely that Cousins, they don't pick up his 2022 salary and they play him next year. Rookies just they're chilling and move on. Charlie Boltman, if Rick Spielman got his own Football Life documentary, what would it be called? We have no intention of filming a documentary at this time. Lying Rick Spielman, or just a liar. Henrik Byerlev. It's so glaringly obvious that Cousins does not adjust and move within the pocket at all. Countless times during the game, he would just freeze when he could have easily just taken 2 steps to the right and avoided pressure. If this is not fixed by him, it does not adapt by a quarterback. Yeah. It's been a problem of his throughout his entire career. I thought that he did show some life in the Green Bay game, and then it completely reverted in the Colts game. So, Westworld, we don't need Nick Easton. Well, it's not like Nick Easton's good, and certainly didn't want to pay Nick Easton what the Saints did. I like that the Saints are still starting Easton just out of spite. They're just like, yeah, we know it was a bad contract, but we're still going to play him. And Andres Pete was a terrible contract as well. That might be the combination for the worst and highest paid guard combo in the league. Andres Pete and Nick Easton. It's rough. Why'd you get rid of Warford, man? Ben Weatherly. Apparently, Bradbury and O'Neal are in the top 10 PFF in their positions. Could have read a false article, though. Nope, that's true. Bradbury in terms of pass blocking grade, O'Neal in terms of overall grade. And probably pass blocking and run blocking grade. So there's a spark. How to fix the season. Line up all the DBs on the end zone and just prevent touchdowns. Oh, just go full Hail Mary prevention on there. So generally on that, you put in your tallest wide receiver too. So Tajay Sharp back there. Eric Anderson, by kicking off the Nate Stanley dynasty. I mean, if it gets bad enough, I say, hell, play Browning, play Stanley, and just play out the string. Tyler Brush. Thoughts on picking up Chase Daniel? No. Or even Bradford? No. Scully. Only way to make the playoff if Zim get on that jet to Mississippi and pick up Brett Favre's 6-year-old ass. His grandson is only worth $33K, so fit that. So it fit the cap. That was a funny video. I mean, just for entertainment's sake, could Brett Favre still play? I bet you that arm is still there. I don't think the body could absorb that punishment. I mean, it could barely do it 11 years ago. Favre should have walked off into the sunset after 2009. Like, I get that they went down to Hattiesburg in 2010 again to drag his ass out of Mississippi, but he should have gone off into the sunset on that. Like, he had one of the best statistical years of his career. He obviously wasn't going to replicate it. The 2010 team was not as good as 2009. I get the unfinished business aspect, but yeah. About trade Mike Zimmer for a 7th round pick. I do wonder Well, I mean, the Cowboys luck box their way into a random ass win week 2, but let's say that Mike McCarthy is terrible, which he is. Let's say the Cowboys end up going 6-10. Do you think Jerry Jones might fire him? Do you think they might revisit the Mike Zimmer trade again? Because 1,000% that was going to happen. That's why they strung out things with Jason Garrett. That's why they waited until the Vikings, they won a playoff game and then they moved ahead with Mike McCarthy. Is that Jerry Jones loves Mike Zimmer. Zimmer is a longtime defense coordinator in Dallas for a long time. Obviously, they have a great relationship. He was waiting to see if the Vikings were going to fire Zimmer, which I think they could have. They certainly would have entertained the option if they would have gotten blown out or just lost in the wild card round against the Saints. And then, who knows? Trade Zimmer for a second round pick. I think they would have done it. Colin Andrist, 14-2. Give the ball to Dalvin, make Jefferson wide receiver 2, sign Terrence Newman, teach young corners. That's all very good ideas and things that need to happen. Westworld, Corey Zimmer has a really cute doggo. I assume that's Zimmer's kid. Yeah. World War II General Vince Vaughn. Let's trade for Sheldon Richardson, too. Nah, he's got a good in Cleveland, man. Sheldon's looking good Thursday Night Football. Nicholas White student signed Johnny Manziel. Man, Manziel's got a lot of problems. It really does go to show that sometimes being a spoiled rich kid can be. Okay, are we back? So apologies for that. Like the OBS just committed seppuku. So it was like the full-on end of The Sopranos, but what can you do? Next up, Matt Carpenter. If Kirk is cut before June 1st, 2022, they would need $10 million in cap space to save $25 million. If they can't figure out this hot mess, draft a quarterback high, embrace suck 2021, gliding and dance for good custom NFL speed. Jefferson will have time to grow. As a true number 2 receiver, resign Ngakoue and draft the hell out of that O-line for the next franchise quarterback, or else figure this S out now. Agree with all that. Trey Billmeyer, see any deer while you were hunting? Saw 2 on Saturday. Saw 1, but a lot of sign and a lot of rubs on. God, when did we go? I guess it was Monday. Yeah, Monday. Going Thursday and Friday morning. So good luck us. I like bow season because, shotgun rifle season. It is. Everyone gets out, and also it's a lot more dangerous. Also, you have a lot more people, so there's really no one out. So I've gone out twice, both public land, both pretty popular places generally, and I haven't come across another archer, but I've come across a lot of like squirrel hunters. That's it. But yeah, I don't like this warm weather. Like, there's something about wearing all the gear and you're walking a lot, you're carrying a lot of stuff. That's hot. Nah. Also, mosquitoes still out. No, we need the cold back, son. Or just hunt in the morning. Next up is mini Minnesota 4-4, keeping Cousins. Tyler Brush. If the Vikings beat or match the record for worst season 2011 and 1984, 3-13, what are some major franchise-altering effects changes we could see? I do wonder that if they fall flat on their ass, if Zimmer is safe, even with the extension. I do wonder. Chase and Gelke, trade for Mitchell Trubisky Ponder. He's not playing terrible, which is just such a weird thing to admit. Tristan D, 531. If the Vikings take a chance to draft Trevor Lawrence, do they think they'll draft him or punt for Cousins? Or take the punt for Cousins? I think they can draft a quarterback. It would be inexcusable if they went in another direction. Penny Sewell's pretty damn good, though. Dale Anderson can't be fixed. Lies. World War II General Vince Vaughn, will the success of the team have any effect on the hot dish schedule? No. Every single week. Can't wait. Got some good cities on the schedule. Matthew, I'm hoping the Vikings do lose all the games. So just so the ownership realize that we have horrible leadership and blah, blah, blah. Tank for a bear quarterback. Armani McCory, trade for Wentz. So I just thought about this. So Detroit couldn't find any like real Detroit cuisine. I know that they have like a big Middle Eastern influence, and that would be a lot of fun. But since they're known for Little Caesars, what I might do is buy a $5 hot and ready and then transform it into something. I don't know what yet. Maybe we'll make. So one time, my buddy, they got a crave case of White Castle. Then they made a White Castle hot dish. So I assume it entailed taking all those White Castle burgers, which, like, I got gas just thinking about them, and combining them with like cream and mushroom soup. Maybe they put tater tots on top. Maybe we could do something over the top and disgusting with that. So yeah, get a hot and ready, tear it up, combine it with cream mushroom soup, top it with tater tots or French fried onions, a Minnesota Detroit hot dish, because why not? Or Detroit, I will make mom's spaghetti because of 8 Mile, and we'll just completely tie it together. That'd be good too. Yeah. All right, so that is it. That's the Daily Jerome's live stream. Again, thank you very much for coming along. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time. But also remember, we're taking Friday off, so we'll see you tomorrow. Skull, production value.